Dear first-time home buyer, this video is for you. The market needs you, and lenders are working hard to keep you in the game. Believe me. Okay, so first things first. The phrase first-time home buyers actually has a few definitions, so let me get into that. Number one is if you've never owned a principal residence. This is what you would traditionally think, right? All right. The second meaning is if you haven't owned a home in 3 years or more. And then the third is you were displaced, where maybe previous ownership was with a spouse. Maybe you're separated and now you're divorced and you're buying a home for the first time, where in the past you moved in with a spouse, but this time you're doing it all on your own. Those are all the known definitions of first-time home buyer. So the definition of first-time home buyer really depends or varies on the lender requirements for different programs. So just ask questions before you decide you don't qualify, because this one has 3 meanings, right? All right. So in 2020, first-time home buyers made up 31% of all home buyers. I've also seen the number as high as 34%. So let's say on average, the number is somewhere between 25 and 30%, just to give a margin of error, because we have so many people compiling this data and we don't know the sources that they're using, okay? So we know that first-time home buyers are somewhere between 25 and 30% of the mortgage market. The primary mortgage market that lends money to people like you and me is valued at $11 trillion. Trillion. 25% of 11 trillion is $2.7 trillion. If you're like me, you need to see what trillion looks like. So one sec, because I Googled it. So here are some more first-time buyer facts that I want to share with you to keep your mind in the game, okay? The average down payment on a house for first-time home buyers across the country is around $8,000. Now, saying down payment, even to me, is very misleading, because this is not the full closing cost. That is not enough to get you the house. You'd still need the closing costs, but it's good to know, okay? Down payment is what is required by your loan type. The different loan types are FHA, VA, conventional, and also USDA. The average median take-home income of first-time home buyers is $48K. Take home. I'm guessing that's net. Guys, I don't know what that one means, but I wanted to share it because it could mean net, it could mean gross. I'm not sure. Okay, but it did say take home. In 2019, the average cost of a home for all buyers across the United States was $244,000. First-time buyers have an average credit score of 725, while repeat buyers have a score of 770. And they're using Vantage Score, not FICO. The Vantage, I believe, is what you get from like Credit Karma and stuff like that. And they said that this is up since the pandemic. I do believe that mortgage lenders still use FICO. Now, according to their analysis on the lifetime interest payments over the course of an average home buyer with a credit score of excellent versus good, that you would save $10,000 in interest fees over the course of a typical 30-year mortgage. All right. Now, the first thing that I did was the math. If you take $10,000 in interest over 360 payments, which is 30 years times 12 payments a year, that's how I got to 360, that equates to about $28 a month. Just keep in mind that interest on a home, on your first home, is a tax deduction. And additionally, you get nothing back when you pay rent. When you buy a home, you are beginning generational wealth. So $28 a month for a lower credit score than some, for good versus excellent should not cancel your home ownership goals, okay? Now, according to this article also, first-time home buyers shrunk by only 2 percentage points during this since we came from the pandemic. So that was 2020, they said that. However, they also state that COVID-19 impact varied greatly by metros and state. And yes, because I bet a pretty penny the impact here in the Valley was much greater than 2% for first-time home buyers. It was greater than 2% on my business alone with first-time home buyers. Now, on average, housing prices rose by 21.5% across the country. Alaska was the only state to report a decline. Everywhere else, prices have rose. And if you didn't, please go watch my last video about the current local market here in the Lehigh Valley. It's cooling off, and I know so because of the things that I'm seeing myself, okay? Homeowners are starting to accept loans outside of conventional, which is huge because a lot of FHA buyers were just shunned for the last year. Now, with that said, the reason I actually started looking into the size of first-time home buyers on the overall market is because a local lender here emailed about a new program that allows for down payment assistance in the amount of 5% of the purchase price. And it's forgiven at 10% per year for 10 years, and it's prorated if the mortgage is paid off early. There is no payment or interest on the down payment assistance. And it really helps a buyer who is short on cash. They also gave an example, and I'm going to share that example with you. Okay, so for this buyer, the amount needed out of pocket with down payment and closing costs is $18,000, okay? $18,000 out of pocket minus their $10,000 down payment assistance and a lender credit of $500. They can now buy the home with $7,500 cash in hand. I said all that to say, stay on it, keep saving, keep working on your credit. The game needs you. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. And I'll meet you there. $2.7 trillion is a huge value for the housing market, for the mortgage market. They are not giving up on you, and they are looking for ways to keep first-time home buyers heads up high and in this market. They do not want you to give up, and neither do I. Thank you so much for watching the video. And if you didn't see that last one, I'll cue it up right after this one so you can watch that one and just get a feel for what I'm seeing here in the local market. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. First-time buyers have an average credit score of $725